If you guys ever want fantasy basketball advice, be sure to check out my Patreon page where I actually help you guys win your fantasy basketball league. I would love as many of you guys to be a part of my Patreon community, so if that's something you might be interested in, be sure to click the link in the description below. So fantasy basketball is starting again, and I'm super excited to see what the 2019 and 2020 season has in store for us. For everyone out there who's been with me since day one, you guys know I started my YouTube channel with fantasy basketball. And 100% I will still be making fantasy videos for you guys. Every single Sunday, I'll be posting a weekly fantasy basketball update video at the start of the week to give you guys advice, update, waiver wire pickups, injuries, and schedules. So make sure you guys stay tuned for every Sunday for a video of fantasy basketball. And this video is the week 1 update before the season even starts. So yeah, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a very special episode of ezBUCKETz. If you love basketball, you are in the right place, and make sure to hit that subscribe button to not miss any of my upcoming videos just like this. So because the NBA hasn't officially started, there isn't a lot of news, but I've got some key information you guys might need to know and some key updates and advice you guys might want to know. The first thing I want to start off is the fantasy basketball week 1 schedule. For this week, all NBA teams are either playing 2 games or 3 games. The teams playing 2 games are the Atlanta Hawks, the Cleveland Cavaliers, Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, Houston Rockets, Indiana Pacers, the Milwaukee Bucks, the 76ers, and the San Antonio Spurs. Every other team who was not listed in this chart is going to be playing 3 games this week. So if you have players listed on these teams right here, just be aware that they're only going to be playing 2 games and won't be giving you the best production numbers. Moving on to the injuries, guys, players that won't be playing in week 1, or in other words, won't be playing in the season opener. They actually started the season with an injury that could definitely affect them going forward. An obvious one is Paul George, guys. He's probably going to be back November, mid to late November in my personal opinion. So owners who have Paul George, you guys got to be patient for him. But when he does come back, he'll be very efficient for you and be a first round player. Same situation for Victor Oladipo. I expect him to be back in late November. I'm assuming in your fantasy basketball draft, Oladipo really did slide down in the rankings. But if you picked him up, expect him back from week 4 to week 5. Diane Williamson, guys, one of the big down and sad news for all fans out there. He is expected to miss the season opener and potentially miss a few weeks. There are rumors out there saying this injury could potentially be a long-term injury, which is sad to hear, and those owners who drafted him very early are very sad. I expect Zion back either week 2 or week 3 if he doesn't get a setback. Isaiah Thomas, who signed with the Washington Wizards, projected to be the starting point guard, will not be playing in the opener and is very unlikely to play even in week 1. He'll definitely be back for week 2. Eric Bledsoe right now dealing with a rib injury. He's had an injury with the rib before. Potentially right now he's questionable for the opener. I believe he's going to miss the opener and probably return in week 2. And Kyle Kuzma has officially been ruled out in the season opener. His injury is probably going to be a lingering one, probably 1 to 2 weeks on the injury report. Next up, we're moving on to the special advice that I want to give you guys. JJ Redick of the New Orleans Pelicans, without Zion, they're going to really need a scoring punch, and he was originally going to be the 6-man role, but now with no Zion, he is probably going to shift to the starting shooting guard or small forward, with Drew Holiday and Lonzo there. Ish Smith is definitely a player you can get off the waiver wire, especially with Isaiah Thomas not going to be playing for the first few games. Ish Smith will play for you and give you the assist that you need as a cheap and late round point guard. Next player we got is Kevon Looney of the Golden State Warriors. Without Willie Cauley-Stein, he is projected to be the starting center, giving you great defensive stats, field goal percentage, and also blocks and steals. Get Kevon Looney as one of your last big men in your squad. He'll definitely be an efficient one. One big sleeper is Nickeil Alexander-Walker, guys. We've seen in the preseason how effective he is coming off the bench for the New Orleans Pelicans, and definitely in the future, I actually see him moving up the rotation and probably taking away Josh Hart's minutes. He was one of the biggest steals in the 2019 NBA draft, and Alexander Walker is definitely the future of the Pelicans from what it looks like right now. Pick him up for threes and scoring at a cheap level. And the last advice I want to give you guys is to keep an eye out on all the Charlotte Hornet young guys. You know, Dwayne Bacon, PJ Washington, Malik Monk. Of course, Miles Bridges is definitely a breakout potential star player. But other than that, guys, keep an eye on Dwayne Bacon. I really like Dwayne Bacon. He potentially is the starting shooting guard for the team instead of Nicholas Batum, and also is a scoring punch for your fantasy basketball teams. So yeah, guys, as of right now, that wraps up my week 1 update. I know it's not a lot because the NBA didn't really start yet, but I try to give you guys the best advice possible. What I love about fantasy basketball is you guys all have an opinion as well. So leave your opinions down in the comment section down below. Is there any more advice you guys want to give to each other? Let's start a conversation down there. And of course, guys, if you guys want fantasy basketball advice on a one-on-one level where you guys can message me and ask me anything about fantasy basketball, be sure to check out my Patreon page in the description down below. But yeah, other than that, guys, take it easy. God bless. And I'll see you guys next time on ezBUCKETz. Whoa.
Ay, look at that boy, cooking up joints like running to school, like you already know, never got help, so did it myself, doing so well, I bet you can't tell that I've been running like this my dance, yeah.